Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Cars with Ben, and today is a third installment on the series where I do top 5 cars, and let's get started. So, I haven't uploaded for a while, but I've just been a little bit ill and I'm not really wanting to do any videos and haven't had much content. But today is the top 5 convertibles you can get you should buy in GT Sport, and I'll give you my reasons of why you should buy them. So let's get straight on into it. Okay, first you can see the Honda S2000, a brilliant convertible, and something I actually really want to own myself. This is a really good car because it's probably one of the highest performing in its sort of convertible class, as well as beating all the other sports cars anyway. It's got the VTEC. It's a really, obviously at the moment it's not in its convertible form, but this is a car that you should definitely use while you are racing in GT Sport for your races, because it just beats all the cars out there, especially in this particular mode, which I can't remember the exact mode of it, but it might be sort of the amateur mode, professional leagues. It's great for that, and this is just a stock one, so it's for me it's one of the best convertibles, despite not having the roof down at the moment on it. But I'm going to class it as it for this video. So I really enjoy this car just because, you know, it's an icon, really, I think, for the Japanese scene, and this one deserves a worthy part on the list. This is in no particular order, so let's move on to the second car. Okay, so the second car is the Honda convertible, which I cannot remember the name, but I'm sure it will come up on the screen. So this Honda is a bit of a different one. The reason I put this one in here is because it is a small Japanese convertible. Again, it's Japanese, but it's actually not slow at all, despite its size, and it can actually beat some of the cars on here just by, you know, looking at it. It's not going to win the race necessarily, but I really like this car because it's cute, it's cool, it's just stylish, and it's not bad really for what it is. Especially if you were to upgrade it, it would definitely be a great little car. I really recommend using this one if you are doing small sort of amateur races. Nothing too intense, but it's very cheap as well. I think it's about 20 to 30,000 credits, so that, again, that's a great price. And obviously this is a full convertible, so it's just one of my favourites. It's got to be up there for top 5 convertibles on Gran Turismo Sport. You should definitely use this one. In terms of power, it's not got a lot, but it does use it all, so that's kind of what you want. But yeah, that's my number 2 in no particular order. And coming in at number 3 is the BMW Z8. So the BMW Z8 is, of course, recently been added into the last year or so, I'd say. And with the Z8, it is incredibly powerful but terrible handling, in my opinion. I'm not really sure. It's give and take with the looks. I think it's okay, but the reason why I put it in top convertibles, mainly because there's not many, but it is a cool, iconic car. You know, it's James Bond. So this is definitely worth picking up for the races because it's just so powerful. I think it's got a V8, I might be wrong. And you can drift it like that, which is absolutely fantastic if you're doing that kind of thing. But beware, the handling in this car is horrific, and the interior, in my opinion, is pretty ugly. However, I do really like it at the same time, so I put it in here for the sort of top convertibles. And obviously there isn't a lot of convertibles in the game, so that's one to bear in mind. Just while I'm here, this series has been really fun to make. I've been doing road cars, race cars, and top tips on sort of Gran Turismo. And if you do like any of that, please subscribe to my channel, Cars with Ben. I try and make weekly car videos, but at the moment I've been slacking, and there's not a lot of content to PS5. But if you do like that, subscribe, and you can see me just drifting cars, talking about car games, and hopefully Gran Turismo 7, when it pops out, I will be the leading channel. That's the plan. But thank you so much for all the views as well on my Drive Club video. That's still gaining views, and GTA videos, all great, so thank you for that. But yeah, BMW Z8 does make it into the top 5 for me, just because its coolness is just so unique. But overall, it's just not a great car. So that was a bit of a weird one, because I didn't know about this one. It's also quite expensive. Well over 100,000 credits, I believe. I might actually be wrong, it might be more than that. So just bear that in mind. Definitely wouldn't be my top, but in terms of convertibles, it is a cool looking sort of different car. So moving on to car number 4, another, if I'm right, Japanese convertible. So that is the Mazda MX-5 Mark I race car. Not the standard MX-5, but I decided to put this one in because I had a lot of fun with this one when I used it for races, and the original MX-5 is not good for races on GT Sport. So I definitely would recommend using the MX-5 race car in pretty much most lower class tier races. It's actually not slow at all, and it's quite fast for what it is. It understeers like hell, as you can see, but if you get the traction control off, you can have a bit of fun with it. And that's what it's all about, really, because I think this is one of my favourites. It's just, they need to make this bit more, less racy and just in its sort of race form for the road. I think it would be great. All the roll bars just do annoy me a little bit, but it is a great car. You know, what more can you say? I've featured this car before in my last few videos for top 5 cars. I put the road car in, and I definitely recommend using this for Gran Turismo Sport. You will have a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to drive, and if you can also get the tail out and not worry too much about your lap times, because you know you're going to sort of use the power to beat everyone else. So definitely love this car. Really, really adore this one. Probably if not the top one for me. But I've saved the special one to last, as you'll see. But yeah, I love this car. Great car, and just fast as heck on the road, on the track. So definitely really worth using in the Mazda Cup as well. That's another top tip. Alright, moving on to my final car. So I've given this one a bit of thought. There's a few other choices, but not a lot. And I really, really, really like this one. For me, it was probably the classiest and the most well-known, you know, in terms of convertibles in the game. But it is, let's wait for it. It is the Porsche 356. I believe that's right. So yeah, I picked this last one because I just love the look of this one. It's a classic, and it looks like it should be going racing, despite how slow it is. So yeah, this one, I've chosen this as the top 5, the final one to make the top 5, because for me this is just the ultimate convertible in the game in terms of the way it is. It just looks great. It's everyone's seen what it is, a classic Porsche. It is, yeah, one of my favourites. You'll notice that I do actually skip around on sort of the interior view or the exterior view because I just enjoy looking in both. But yeah, this car is not great in terms of its performance and handling, but I'm literally, unlike the BMW, I'm pretty much going on this for looks. Well, actually, maybe that's wrong, like the BMW. It is a bit of a weird car considering how old it is, but it's just sort of more in the centre and the way it's sort of streamlined. But I just think these cars look fantastic, and you know, they really just, they're not, I wouldn't say they're race, so probably wouldn't recommend this car for a race, but definitely if you are using it for pictures, for the escapes, 100% fantastic. And if you're doing a classic race, it might be worth it, but it's still going to be beaten by Daytona, you know, Ferraris. This thing is just best to look at, and that's what a convertible is about, you know, so that's why I put it in there. But wrapping that up, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I've been Cars with Ben. Subscribe for more car gaming, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.